Hello everyone, my name is Mouse, and today I would like to show you the Wither Skeleton farm that I designed in collaboration with TT. This farm is the fastest ever built, and produces over 12.4 skulls per minute. This farm uses no glitches, and is quite lag-friendly, considering its scale. My personal server is an MC Pro hosting Dirt server with 512 megabytes of RAM, and it will consistently run this farm between 16 and 22 TPS. Larger, more powerful servers and personal computers will run this farm well over 20 TPS. Here we can see the farm running. This farm operates on the same basic principles as my previous elevator-based Wither Skeleton farm. Here I've slowed the game down to 10 TPS. In each of the 4 cardinal directions, there are 3 modules. Mobs spawn on these spawning platforms and are swept off by these slime wipers. 2 high mobs can be pushed out the back, where they will fall outside the despawn radius. Any mobs that fall inside of the conveyor are sorted based on their height. This is a 2 high gap, so Blaze and Pigman will be pushed out and despawn, while Withers will be carried towards the central intersection. Here, mobs are again sorted based on their height. Withers are taller than 2 blocks and can be elevated up this slime elevator, while Blaze and Pigman will fall out through this trapdoor. The Withers that are elevated will find themselves in this 20 meter per second conveyor, which is perfectly timed to catch Withers coming up from the 3 modules and carry them towards this central elevator. This is 30 meter per second vertical travel, which will carry them to the player. Only after the 2 high mobs have been sorted out do the Wither Skeletons encounter a pumpkin. Here we have a dropper at the start of the slime elevator. This is important so that Pigmen do not pick up pumpkins and leave them on the bedrock below. An additional dispenser was added at the end of the 20 meter per second conveyor, so in the event that Wither Skeletons did not get a pumpkin in their own modules, they can pick one up here before entering the elevator to the player. This farm's incredible speed is due to TT's custom slime wiper design, as well as the careful placement of the spawning platforms within the despawn radius. Here we see a side-by-side comparison of TT's slime wiper design compared to Ilmango's slime wiper design, which I used in my original Wither Skeleton farm. As you can see, the turnover rate for TT's design is much higher than Ilmango's, and this is because TT's design extends 1 block every 3 game ticks, while Ilmango's extends 1 block every 9 game ticks. One thing to note is that TT's design is limited to 6 blocks of spawning space per slime block, while Ilmango's design is not limited. This combination of factors makes TT's design much faster at clearing mobs from the mob cap, but increases the size of the farm in order to incorporate enough spawning spaces. The platforms were carefully fitted to the despawning radius. Mobs coming off the front of the conveyor will fall on average between 7 and 8 blocks before being sorted by the conveyor system. Mobs coming off the back of the platforms will fall between 6 and 7 blocks off the first module, and this distance decreases as we move higher up the sphere. Minimizing this distance is particularly important for Blaze, which fall on average 2 blocks every 1 second, and make up the largest portion of the mob cap. The first 2 modules were able to be fitted within the 4th subchunk, while the 3rd module extends into the 5th subchunk, effectively reducing the spawning attempts by 20% in this module. The farm is simple to operate. Come to the top. There is a lever that will turn the farm on. Stand on top of this sea lantern and face the gap between the chest and the glass block. Here you can use a clicking script to kill the Withers. I would like to point out two interesting technologies. The first is this horizontal addition to the elevator system. Every 2 sections of piston extenders, we push the mobs over 1 block using these 2 pistons. This effectively gives us 5 meters per second horizontal travel without impeding the 30 meters per second vertical travel of this elevator. A special note, it is possible to have these piston extenders every section, which would give you 10 meters per second horizontal travel without impeding the 30 meters per second vertical travel. The second technology is the vertical mob sorting system. In our farm, we separated Blaze and Pigman from the Wither skeletons. We can also use this system in the overworld to separate creepers from zombies and skeletons, and to separate skeletons from zombies. I want to give a special thanks to TT. He created basically every technology that we implemented in this farm. In addition, he was indispensable in the design and construction of this layout. If you haven't already, I encourage you to check out his channel. You can find it linked in the description. This project is an excellent step in the development of elevator-based Wither skeleton farms. However, the increase in speed has come at a cost. This farm runs between 16 and 22 TPS on my personal server. This brings me to 2 separate goals. The first is to continue to develop this farm in the hopes that we can push the skulls per minute above 13. The second is to use the techniques and technologies that we've developed to produce a farm that is lag-friendly for small servers and personal computers. As always, I'm happy to answer any questions. Leave me a comment or send me a message.